Yeah, Todd Monken. I'm liking how you thinking. Todd Monken, new Cleveland Browns head coach, is making major moves already, bringing on new coaches. Y'all saw the meeting with Shedeur Sanders. He said, I wanted you in Baltimore. We about to rock and roll. Not only is Todd Monken bringing on new coaches, Todd Monken is about to make changes all over this offensive line and with this wide receiver room that is a crock of dogs. A crock of it. Todd Monken making moves. Jeudy. Your time is limited, my friend. We got to get into this article.
Catch where you went over 1,000 yards. I can't comprehend how you were possibly this wide open. What went down?
I was running my route and I seen him kind of like jump something and didn't see nobody over top. So I was like, what happened? They just left me wide open.
Are those touchdowns as rewarding as the ones you actually got to work for?
Oh, they all rewarding.
How special was it for you to break 1,000 yards in your rookie season?
It was something that I wanted to do.
Catch where he went over 1,000 yards. I can't comprehend how you were possibly this wide open. How special was it for you to break 1,000 yards in your rookie season? After Shedeur Sanders' Pro Bowl selection sent shockwaves through the league, Cleveland's new head coach isn't wasting any time making it crystal clear who this offense is being built around. So, don't skip a single second of this video. And if this story touches your heart, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments. Where are you watching from? Let's begin. This isn't noise. This isn't off-season chatter. This is a power shift, and if you're a Browns fan, or honestly just an NFL fan who's watched this league long enough, you felt it the moment that clip ended. Because what you just heard wasn't hype, it wasn't a take, it wasn't somebody on TV filling time, it was action. And in this league, action is the loudest language there is. Todd Monken didn't have to say much. He didn't have to give a speech. He didn't have to campaign. The timing alone told you everything. When a head coach speaks this early, when he starts moving this fast, it's not curiosity, it's conviction. Coaches don't do that unless they already know what they're looking at. And here's the part people are missing. Pro Bowl validation changes everything. I don't care how you feel about Pro Bowls. I don't care about alternates. I don't care about narratives. Inside NFL buildings, that label matters. It changes conversations. It changes leverage. It changes how coaches talk about you when the doors are closed. We've seen this before. Think about Jalen Hurts after that first real leap. Think about Brock Purdy once the wins stacked up. The moment the league says, yeah, he belongs, organizations stop hedging. They stop slow playing. They stop pretending they're undecided. And that's what this feels like. Because silence from a coach usually means doubt. When a coach isn't committing, when they're vague, when everything is, we'll see, that's fear, that's insurance. That's a staff protecting itself in case it goes sideways. But movement? Movement means belief. Movement means, I'm planting my flag here. Todd Monken's history matters here. This isn't a rookie coach feeling his way through the league. This is a guy who's built real offenses, who's coached real quarterbacks, who's seen what works and what absolutely does not. He knows what a championship offense looks like. He knows what a pretender looks like. And he knows how fast windows close in this league. That's why this moment feels heavier than the Browns storylines we've lived through before. We've heard the promises, we've seen the jerseys, we've bought into the hype videos, and then we watched it collapse. Again. And again. And again. This feels different because it's not being sold to us, it's being executed. There's no let's wait and see. There's no competition for the sake of competition. There's direction, there's intent, there's an offense being shaped around a vision, not around comfort. And here's the uncomfortable truth that comes with moments like this. When a coach commits, when an organization shifts, it's not neutral. Someone benefits and someone doesn't. Someone becomes the future, and someone becomes expendable. That's the real tension under all of this, because choices are being made in Cleveland right now, quietly, deliberately, and once those choices are made in the NFL, there's no going back. This is where it gets uncomfortable, because there's a massive gap between how the league is talking about him and where this locker room is actually headed. On the surface, everything sounds fine. You hear insiders say the right words. You hear support. You hear competition. You hear, we like what we have in the room. And if you've been watching the NFL long enough, you know exactly what that language means. It means nobody wants to show their hand yet. It means decisions are already forming, but they're not ready to be announced. Because if this were truly wide open, if the depth chart were truly fluid, you wouldn't hear this much hedging. Depth chart ambiguity creates tension for a reason. Quarterbacks feel it, veterans feel it. Coaches definitely feel it. And that tension only exists when someone is quietly pulling ahead. Here's what the national media sees. They see a rookie, they see a Pro Bowl nod, and immediately start qualifying it. Alternate. System. Small sample. They talk about him like he's still auditioning, like he's lucky to be here. That's the outside view. Inside the building, it's different. Rookie success reshapes power dynamics instantly. The moment a quarterback shows he can handle NFL speed, NFL pressure, NFL moments, everything changes. Practice reps change. Play design changes. The margin for error for everyone else gets thinner. And that's the part nobody wants to say out loud. Because when insiders start talking about support, it's usually because clarity hasn't been declared yet. Support talk is safe. Support talk buys time. It keeps everyone calm while the real evaluations are happening behind closed doors. We've seen this pattern before. Jalen Hurts didn't get a press conference that said he's the guy at first either. Brock Purdy didn't get crowned immediately. What happened instead? The organization stopped talking and started building. That's why vague coach speak should make fans more curious, not more comfortable. If he's just a placeholder, say it. If he's the future, build around him. Anything in between is noise designed to protect egos and contracts. And let's be real, this league does not wait. Once a quarterback proves he can win games, manage moments, and not fold when things get ugly, the clock speeds up. Front offices don't slow down to protect feelings. They move to maximize windows. That's why fans are right to question what they're hearing, because what they're seeing doesn't match the words. They're seeing reps. They're seeing trust. They're seeing early decisions that don't happen unless the staff believes this thing is real. The NFL pretends to be patient. It pretends to be fair. But at its core, it's ruthless. It's merit-based until it's not, and then it's production-based all the time. So here's the real question sitting under all of this. If this is truly a merit-based league, if production actually matters, if moments actually mean something, what happens next? This is where feelings get hurt, because once a quarterback starts producing, the NFL stops caring about potential. That's the cold part nobody likes to talk about. Potential is a luxury. It's something teams sell to themselves when they don't have answers. But the moment a quarterback shows he belongs, the patience disappears. The margin for error shrinks. And suddenly, maybe players don't make sense anymore. We've seen this play out over and over again. Early on, everyone gets grace. Missed routes get explained away. Drops get blamed on timing. Inconsistency gets dressed up as upside. But once the quarterback is steady, once the offense starts functioning, those excuses stop landing. Because inconsistency becomes unforgivable when the rest of the operation is moving forward. This isn't personal. This is standards. The league doesn't wait. Windows close fast. And coaches who understand that don't cling to names or draft status, they cling to production. If you can't be trusted down after down, drive after drive, you become a liability. Not because you're bad, but because you're unpredictable. That's where a lot of the skepticism comes from. Fans hear criticism and think it's hate. It's not. It's evaluation. It's the same ruthless math every front office does once a quarterback proves he can handle the weight. If the QB is ready, everyone else better be too. And this is where fit starts to matter more than reputation. Modern offenses aren't built around resumes. They're built around timing, spacing, chemistry, and trust. Can you win when the play breaks down? Can you be where you're supposed to be when the moment matters? Can the quarterback trust you without thinking? Because once a quarterback proves he belongs, hesitation becomes unacceptable. Locker rooms feel this before fans ever do. Players don't need press releases. They see who gets targets when it's tight. They see who stays on the field in critical situations. They hear the tone in meetings change. And quietly, without drama, the locker room starts moving on. That's the part that's uncomfortable. It doesn't come with announcements. It comes with fewer looks, fewer opportunities, fewer chances to figure it out. And let me be clear, this isn't about tearing anyone down. This is about acknowledging reality. When production shows up at quarterback, tolerance disappears everywhere else. The bar rises. Expectations sharpen. And loyalty gets replaced by results. Windows close fast. The league doesn't wait. Production silences loyalty. Those aren't just phrases. That's how careers tilt. So when you hear talk about change, when you hear rumblings about fit, when names start getting questioned, it's not chaos, it's alignment. It's an organization deciding what it wants to be and who can actually help get it there. Because this offense isn't being patched anymore. It's being redesigned. And when a blueprint changes, not every name survives the draft. And that raises the real question, who's actually built for what's coming next? This is the moment where everything speeds up, because once a quarterback is fully supported, the entire operation changes. You can feel it when it happens. The offense moves faster. The play calls get bolder. The hesitation disappears. This is what a fully supported quarterback looks like. Not someone surviving week to week, but someone the building is actively investing in. Someone the staff is saying, without saying it, we trust you enough to go for it. And that's where modern NFL success lives now. It's aggressive. It's decisive. It doesn't wait for perfect conditions. The teams that win don't hedge. They attack windows before they close. They understand that confidence compounds. Once a young quarterback feels belief, real belief, the leap isn't gradual. It's explosive. We've seen it before. Think Jalen Hurts when Philly stopped questioning him and started empowering him. Think Josh Allen when Buffalo stopped playing it safe and leaned into his strengths. The moment the organization commits, the quarterback stops playing not to lose and starts playing to dominate. That's what chemistry does. It's not just routes and timing. It's trust. It's knowing your guy will be there when the play breaks down. It's a quarterback ripping a throw because he knows the receiver will fight for it. Those things don't show up on stat sheets immediately, but fans feel them instantly. Confidence is contagious in the locker room. When the quarterback walks different, the offense responds. When the staff calls plays like they believe, players execute with freedom. Momentum builds not from speeches, but from alignment. Everyone pulling in the same direction. And this is why aggressive roster moves matter so much right now. They're signals. They tell the quarterback, we see you. They tell the locker room, this is the standard. They tell the league, we're not waiting our turn. This is what belief looks like. This is what commitment sounds like. It's loud even when it's quiet. Because young quarterbacks don't need perfection, they need conviction. They need organizations that stop protecting themselves and start backing their guy. That's when growth accelerates. That's when mistakes turn into lessons instead of doubts. That's when a season stops feeling fragile and starts feeling dangerous. And here's the truth, fans. Understand instinctively. Opportunity windows don't come with countdown clocks. They don't announce themselves. They don't wait until everyone agrees. They appear, and they're gone if you hesitate. That's why this moment matters so much. Not because of who might be leaving, but because of what's being unlocked. This is the part where franchises either seize momentum or watch it slip away. And right now, it feels like someone in that building understands exactly what time it is. Because when belief meets urgency, the league feels it next. And not everyone is ready for what comes after that. This is the bet, and the entire league is watching whether they have the nerve to see it through. Because fence sitting is the real enemy here. Not talent, not youth, not growing pains. Indecision kills franchises faster than bad players ever do. We've watched it happen in Cleveland before. Half commitments, mixed signals, plans that tried to please everyone and ended up pleasing no one. Patience sounds noble. It sounds safe. But in the NFL, patience without direction is just fear wearing a nicer label. This moment isn't about fixing the past. It's about choosing the future. And those are two very different mindsets. Reaction keeps you stuck. Vision moves you forward. Right now, this feels like a front office and a coaching staff finally choosing to stop looking over their shoulder. And that matters, because franchise-defining moments don't come with fireworks. They come quietly. They show up in how aggressively you move, in who you prioritize, in who you stop protecting. Fans have every right to be skeptical. They've lived through enough resets, enough trust the process speeches, enough false dawns. But they've also earned the right to recognize when something feels different, when the language changes, when the urgency feels real. This is what contenders do. They don't wait for consensus. They don't wait for everyone to feel comfortable. They identify their guy and they go all in, knowing full well that the risk of doing nothing is worse than the risk of being bold. Urgency doesn't mean recklessness. It means clarity. It means aligning the roster, the scheme, and the message around one direction. And when that happens, the league notices. Players notice. Opponents notice. This is how belief sounds. This is how commitment feels. And for the first time in a long time, it feels like Cleveland isn't reacting to headlines, it's creating them. So here's the prediction, and it's not exaggerated. If this commitment holds, if the support stays aggressive, if the organization resists the urge to hedge the moment things get uncomfortable, this becomes more than a good story. It becomes a turning point. Not overnight, not without bumps, but real. Because the NFL rewards teams that know who they are and punishes the ones who don't. And this time it feels real. So let me ask you honestly, do you want your team to play it safe and stay average, or do you want them to take the swing that contenders take? Drop your answer in the comments, because one way or another, this bet is being made.